The Braves are back at Doran Park, and a big one is on tap as the Cotuit Kettleers are in town. Welcome into a pregame Tomahawk Talk. Calvin Christoforo, Reeves Jackson, and Daniel Coates. And Daniel, let's go back to last night before we look ahead. The Braves came away with a slim one-run victory over Wareham, a game where they got back-to-back doubles in the fifth inning. But that was really all they needed. The pitching was once again stellar. You know, Michael Sansone's impressed all season long, was dominant once again. The bullpen was great, and then Eric Adler once again slammed the door. What can you say about the Braves' win last night that gives you confidence going forward?
Well, the pitching is there. There's no doubt about that. You know, we posted 3 hits on the entire night and came away with a 1-0 victory. That says something about all the guys that came in on the mound yesterday. Of course, Eric Adler in his 9th game closing it out. He is a done deal when he gets on the mound, but it was the top of the 5th that really tipped the scale the entire game, which is really defensively held. That was Max Anderson with a double, and then opposite way, Dalton Rushing with an RBI double, and that's all we needed. Michael Sansone was brilliant through 5, and it proves that the pitching is going to be the anchor for this team. It was last night. I think it will be today with Jordan Patty on the mound. Another CMU guy. Andrew Taylor has left town, unfortunately, but Jordan Patty is going to be the Chippewa on the mound today, and I think the pitching is going to be the strength of this team throughout the entire season. The offense will come and go as normal. That's baseball, but the pitching is stellar, and it always has been.
Yeah, the Braves might need the pitching to be the strong suit tonight because you look at Cotuit on the other side. Jake Brooks gets the ball for the Kettleers, the best ERA in the league amongst qualified starters at under .50, which is pretty darn good. Jordan Patty, the Braves pitcher, you got to imagine needs to go toe-for-toe with him tonight.
Yeah, Patty's first non-start was in his last outing. That was at Hyannis, and he pitched really well. He was just touched out by the 2-run Caleb Pendleton home run to left field. Outside of that, take that away, and Patty was great. Obviously, his ERA and now at 4.09 has been a little bit inflated due to two starts where he's given up, or 2 appearances, I should say, where he's given up multiple runs. But I look for Patty to be back at his regular self tonight. He doesn't walk many people. Even one of the Cotuit guys down there, they were looking at his numbers at Central Michigan, and this year they're like, well, he throws strikes, so we should be ready to hit him. So I think it's what Patty's strong suit. He pitches and gets the ball put in play, and we know the Braves have one of the best defenses statistically and in the entire Cape League. So if Patty is able to just put the ball in play, get some outs, and hopefully, you know, these Cotuit hitters, which a very good hitting team, they don't find the gaps, then should give the Braves offense some breathing room to score and take an early lead.
Yeah, well, it seems like throwing strikes is the theme of this entire pitching staff this season. But last time the Kettleers were here, Daniel, they came out with the win. They handed the Braves their first loss of the season. That was a 2-0 game 2 Sundays ago. So what can the Braves do differently tonight to come out with a not the same outcome, come out with a W?
Yeah, I think it starts with Christian Knapczyk continuing his success at the plate early on. He's now kind of cemented himself in the one spot. Joe Lampe's still trying to find where he falls as a result of that. But if I'm Christian Knapczyk, you know, you started the game off with 2 walks, once at YD and one last night. He is starting things off in a really good way. He's getting on base. The guys behind him, though, really have to step up. But Colby Thomas will be back in this lineup. He is as red hot as any batter on this Bourne Braves team. In the last 4 or 5 games, he's had 9 RBIs, including 2 homers. So I'm expecting Colby Thomas at the bottom of the lineup to continue his success. We saw him pinch hitting last night, and he flew out. But Christian Knapczyk has to keep doing what he's doing, and the bats just need to step up a little bit because I'm sure Jordan Patty is going to have a good outing. There's really only been one poor start, and that was Hunter Olmwood in Chatham, so we're expecting him later on this season, maybe in the next coming games. But the bats just need to wake up and string together some runs early on.
Yeah, the Braves bats, they were hot against Hyannis, against YD last night. Quieted a little bit, only scoring 1 run. But Reeves, the question of the day, which has been the question of the past week, what does Harvey Shapiro do with the lineup? Last night, Dalton Rushing was catching. We saw Max Anderson at first. We think it's a Josh Moylan night. We think it's a Colby Thomas night. But where do you think this lineup goes in a game with the top 2 teams in the West Division? It's a game that the Braves would love to get.
Well, Dalton Rushing hasn't had a day off in a while. Usually a lot of these guys in the lineup filter through days off, so don't be surprised if Rushing has a night off, but I think he will be the DH tonight. I think maybe tomorrow night against Falmouth, but the Braves need this game against the second-place Cotuit team. I say need, but it'd be nice to pick it up.